everyone, welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. Thanks for pressing play. Today we are going to talk about the C8 Z06 again, and the fact that we may actually see it debut this July. Alright guys, so I know immediately what you're all thinking. Well, wait a second, Justin, you just put out a video saying that the car is going to be delayed until 2023. I sure did, and there is still a very good chance that is the case. But there is some rumors swirling, suggesting that we might see the Z06 for the first time officially in July. Now, just because we see it in July doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be available in July. Just like the original debut of the C8 base Corvette, we saw it in July and the first ones didn't start to ship until the following February. With the Z06, there is a good chance it's going to be even longer. So even if we do see it in this July, that does not necessarily mean we'll be able to get it in the following February like we did with the base C8. But anyway, let's get into the information here. Let's talk about what's going on and how this has been leaked. But before we do, guys, if you could please go ahead and smash that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button with the little bell notification beside it so you do not miss these kind of uploads in the future. It greatly helps my channel and I would definitely appreciate it. But diving right into the information, I first saw this on the mid-engine Corvette forum.com right after I put up my video originally talking about the fact that this car was going to be delayed until 2023 or later. This thread popped up right afterwards and I was reading through it and a lot of it made sense, but at the same time I was semi-skeptical. Now, I've told you guys before I don't typically report on news unless I've read it from more than one source. And this is no exception. So originally I saw it just on the mid-engine Corvette forum.com and I thought that the actual post from the person talking about when we were going to see the Z06 seemed sketchy because there were some grammatical errors and it just didn't seem overly official. But I have since seen it on a bunch of different news reporting sites, so I think there is some validity to it. Now, before we get too much into it, I want to clarify. The video I posted before talking about this car being delayed is still legit. The delay is still very, very likely to be happening, and we are probably not going to actually be able to purchase a C8 Z06 before 2023. Now, that doesn't mean anything as far as this car being possibly shown off in July of 2021. It does seem like a large gap in between when we see it versus when we can actually buy it, but that is the current rumor, and that is what I am here to report on. I just give you guys the news that I find. I'm not necessarily attached to GM in any way, shape, or form, so this is not necessarily insider information. It's just information that I come across in my daily searchings for the C8 Corvette information. I love to share this stuff with you guys because I am as excited about it as you are, I am sure, possibly even more, and I love doing the research on it. Now, with all that stuff out of the way, let's talk about this. The mid-engine Corvette forum was the first one I read it on, and I have since seen it on Motor1.com, GM Authority, and most recently on CarBuzz. Now, the information we got backing this up comes from a man named Marcus Viega. Apparently works at the 16th biggest Chevrolet dealership in the country. So, not necessarily the largest, but definitely not the smallest. It's somewhere in between there, it seems. He claims we are going to have definitive news on the C8 Z06 this July. Now, what would be really interesting about that is if it happens on July 18th, like it did for the C8. There's a lot of speculation that that is what's going to happen here as well. But his post is very short. It gets to the point, and like I said, it has some grammatical errors, so I don't know exactly how much I believe this, but a bunch of different sites have reported on it, so I figured I would put this out for you guys to see and let you guys make up your minds on whether or not this is legit. Even with the grammatical errors, I do think that this is probably going to happen. If it's not July, it's going to be at some point this year to just build hype about the car even further than it already is and get people ready to buy it come 2023. Now, the reason I say that the post is a little bit sketchy in my opinion is because Marcus Viega says, quote, "To everyone who is interested on Z06, July 2021, we will be able to tell you more about this amazing car. Z06 is not a project anymore." Now, of course, depending on how you want to read that, it could be grammatical errors, or it could just be them referring to the car as something more than just an item or a thing. Because to call the Z06 just Z06 seems kind of awkward to me. And in the beginning where he says to everyone who is interested on Z06, I would imagine that should have been in a Z06, but I digress. Ultimately, it comes down to the information being provided from a fairly reliable source. With this particular dealership being the 16th biggest in the country, I kind of feel like this should be some sort of information we can count on, but at the same time, it is a rumor, so just like all of them, we want to take it with a grain of salt. Now, of course, we can move on to the other sites that have also reported this information. Motor1.com starts out by saying, the new Chevrolet Corvette Z06 C8 details coming in July, says Chevy dealer employee. Marcus Viega works at the Chevrolet dealer in Florida, and he recently posted that more details about the Corvette Z06 are coming in July. And interestingly enough, the Motor1.com website goes on to say, while we have to take this single post with a grain of salt because anyone can post anything online, Viega's timeline roughly fits with the Corvette family's expected launch cadence. In April of 2020, a leak suggested that the Z06 would arrive for the 2022 model year. Now, like we've talked about before, that has likely changed to 2023 or possibly even later, but that doesn't necessarily stop them from being able to show off this car. Now, where things get even more interesting with the Motor1.com article is where they start talking about some of the rumors of the Z06. They say beyond the high revving engine, a few other Z06 rumors are swirling around. To manage airflow, there might be an active front splitter as part of the optional Z07 performance package, and a fixed rear wing would be part of the equipment. The sporty model reportedly rides on 20-inch wheels in the front and 21s in the rear with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires wrapped around them. We've talked about that before too. There's a good chance that the Z07 package car is going to get the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 Rs, and those things are known for being extremely sticky, so there must be some power being delivered to those things. But anyway, let's move on to the GM Authority website, where they say that the 2022 Corvette Z06 is rumored to be revealed in July. The highly anticipated 2022 Corvette Z06 could be set for a July debut, according to the rumors that have been circulating across the web this week. Nothing has been confirmed by General Motors yet, though, so it's hard to say if these rumors will hold water. That's basically another way of saying, take this with a grain of salt. So basically, that's it. There is a good chance we will see this car in July of this year, even though the purchasing or first models to be produced won't happen until 2023. Now, again, both of these things are rumors, so I'm not saying without a doubt that this is exactly how it's going to work, but I do feel like a July debut makes sense for the Z06, considering we had a July debut for the base model C8, and it would be kind of cool to just line them all up like that. I could see why GM would want to do something like that. With that said, there's a lot of things that are uncertain in the world today, and I don't know if that necessarily impacts the Z06 arrival date or not, but I kind of feel like it could, and if it does, we might not see it until 2023. But anyway, guys, what are your opinions on this? Let me know down in the comment section below if you think we will see this car in July, and if we do, will we actually not physically be able to purchase it until 2023? I'm always interested in hearing what your opinions are, so please let them down in the comments below. It really helps build a community when we can have a conversation about it. But guys, that is going to do it for today's video. So if you liked what you saw, please give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions about this content, leave them in the comment section down below or shoot me an email, horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com, and I will make sure you get an answer to any of your questions. If you guys haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do. I'm going to have loads of Corvette content coming you are not going to want to miss. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next upload.